Be silent. Think deep. Win quietly. There's a kind of power most people will never understand, because it doesn't make noise. It doesn't argue. It doesn't prove. It doesn't seek attention. It simply wins. Quietly. In a world where everyone is talking, posting, showing off, and trying to be seen, the real winners are moving in silence. If you master this mindset, to be silent, think deep, and win quietly, your entire life will change. And before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to this channel, because this is where you come to upgrade your mindset, your discipline, and your life. There's a version of you that doesn't argue, that doesn't chase attention, that doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. And that version of you wins quietly. See, in today's world, everyone is loud. Everyone is trying to be seen, trying to be validated, trying to show people they matter. But the truth is, the people who talk the most often achieve the least. And the ones who move in silence, they're the ones building something real. So if you've ever felt like stepping back, like saying less, like focusing more, this video is for you. And before we go deeper, take a second right now and subscribe to this channel, because this is where you come to level up your mindset, your discipline, and your life. Now let's talk about what it really means to be silent, think deep, and win quietly. Let's begin. 1. Silence is power. Silence isn't weakness, it's control. When you don't react, you confuse people. When you don't respond, you gain power. Most people speak too much, and reveal too much too. Not everything deserves your response. You don't need to reply to every message, every insult, every opinion. Sometimes your silence says, "You're not worth my energy." 3. Move without announcing. Stop telling people your plans. The more you talk, the less you do. Let your results speak. 4. Think deep before acting. Most people react. Few people think. When you pause and analyze, you make better decisions than 90% of people. 5. Protect your energy. Every conversation, every argument, every distraction drains you. Silence protects your focus. 6. Not everyone needs access to you. You don't need to be available to everyone. Your time is valuable. Guard it. 7. Let people underestimate you. This is your advantage. When people think you're weak, quiet, or clueless, you move freely. 8. Speak less. Observe more. When you talk less, you notice more. You see intentions, patterns, and truth. 9. Your goals don't need validation. Stop seeking approval. The moment you stop needing validation is the moment you become dangerous. 10. Focus in silence. Noise kills productivity. Silence builds empires. 11. Avoid unnecessary drama. Drama is loud. Success is quiet. Choose your lane. 12. Discipline is silent. No one sees the early mornings. No one sees the sacrifices, but they will see the results. 13. Learn to be alone. Growth happens in solitude. If you can't sit alone with your thoughts, you can't grow. 14. Control your emotions. Winning quietly requires emotional control. Not everything should trigger you. 15. Stop explaining yourself. You don't owe everyone an explanation. People who understand don't need it. 16. Build in private. Work on yourself behind the scenes, then shock everyone later. 17. Let results make noise. Success speaks louder than words ever will. 18. Stay humble. Quiet winners don't brag. They just keep leveling up. 19. Think long term. Short-term attention is useless. Long-term success is everything. 20. Avoid loud people with no results. Some people talk big, but do nothing. Don't become one of them. 21. Silence builds mystery. People respect what they don't fully understand. Don't reveal everything. 22. Work harder than you show. Outwork everyone, but don't show everyone. 23. Don't chase attention. Attention is temporary. Respect is earned. 24. Keep your circle small. Not everyone deserves to be around you. Protect your environment. 25. Learn from everything. Think deeply about your mistakes. That's how you grow faster than others. 26. Stay consistent. Quiet success is built daily, not occasionally. 27. Ignore doubters. They talk. You work. Simple. 28. Master self-control. Control your words. Control your reactions. Control your life. 29. become unpredictable. When you move in silence, people can't figure you out. That's power 30. Win quietly, but win big. You don't need applause. You need results. Let them wonder how you did it. 31. The day you stop explaining yourself. There comes a moment in life when you get tired of explaining who you are. You try to make people understand you, but they don't. You try to show your intentions, but they misinterpret them. And then it hits you. Why am I explaining myself to people who have already decided who I am? That's when you stop. And when you stop explaining, you gain power. 32. Silence changes how people see you. When you talk less, people start watching more. They try to figure you out. They wonder what you're thinking. They question your next move. Silence creates mystery. And mystery creates respect. 33. You realize most people talk too much. Look around. Everyone is talking about what they'll do, but very few are actually doing it. Everyone wants attention, but no one wants discipline. And that's when you separate yourself. You decide, I'll be the one who works in silence. 34. Thinking deep becomes your advantage. Instead of reacting, you start thinking. Instead of rushing, you start analyzing. Instead of following, you start questioning. And suddenly, you're not like everyone else anymore. You see things others don't. 35. You stop reacting to everything. Not every message deserves a reply. Not every insult deserves attention. Not every situation deserves your energy. You become selective. And that changes everything. 36. You start building in the dark. While others are posting, you're working. While others are talking, you're improving. While others are seeking validation, you're becoming better. No applause. No recognition. Just progress. 37. People begin to underestimate you. They think you're doing nothing. They think you've fallen off. They think you're not progressing. And that's exactly what you want. Because underestimation is your greatest advantage. 38. You learn the power of patience. You stop rushing success. You stop comparing yourself. You understand that real growth takes time. And you're willing to wait. 39. You become comfortable being alone. At first, silence feels lonely. But over time, it becomes peaceful. You realize you don't need noise to feel alive. You need purpose. 40. Your focus becomes unbreakable. Distractions lose their power. You're not easily pulled into drama. You're not easily influenced by others. Your mind becomes sharp, and your direction becomes clear. 41. You stop seeking validation. You no longer need approval. Not from friends. Not from family. Not from the internet. Because you trust yourself. 42. You realize energy is everything. You protect your time. You protect your peace. You protect your focus. Because once your energy is gone, so is your progress. 43. You let results speak. Instead of telling people, you show them. And when you do, it hits harder. Because it's real. 44. You become emotionally strong. You don't react instantly anymore. You pause. You think. You choose your response. That's control. 45. You stop chasing attention. You realize attention is cheap. Anyone can get it. But respect? That takes time. So you focus on what matters. 46. You become hard to read. People can't figure you out. They don't know your next move. They don't know your thoughts. And that uncertainty gives you power. 47. You keep your circle small. Less people. Less noise. Less problems. More focus. More growth. More success. 48. You learn from everything. Every mistake becomes a lesson. Every failure becomes feedback. You don't waste experiences anymore. 49. You become consistent. Not motivated. Consistent. Because motivation fades. But discipline stays. 50. You stop comparing yourself. You're not in competition with anyone. Just yourself. And that's when you grow faster. 51. You trust the process. Even when results are slow. You keep going. Because you know something is building. 52. You stop doubting yourself. You've come too far. You've learned too much. Now you believe. 53. You move with purpose. Every action has intention. No wasted moves. Everything counts. 54. You stop wasting time. You realize time is limited. and you start acting like it. 55. You become disciplined. Even when you don't feel like it, you show up. That's what separates you. 56. You ignore noise. Opinions don't control you anymore. You stay locked in. 57. You build confidence quietly, not by talking, but by doing. 58. You become focused on results, not appearances, not validation. Results. 59. You realize silence is a weapon, not to hurt others, but to protect yourself. 60. You win, quietly, and one day, everything changes. People notice, people talk, people wonder, but you already know what it took. The silence, the thinking, the discipline. Outro. At the end of the day, the loudest person in the room is rarely the most successful. It's the quiet one, the one observing, the one working, the one thinking deeply. That person wins. If this message hit you, don't just watch and leave. Subscribe to this channel right now, because this is where you learn how to move differently, think differently, and go win quietly.